All right, today's project, and how are y'all? Today's project is we're making a little portable garden uh, caddy or cart or whatever. And the idea is this will go on the back of the cart as a little place for cuttings and whatnot. And a bucket with the little cloth thing that goes inside to hold on the tools will go on this side. And there'll be a ring about this size that goes up here, and that ring will make it so that tools can go in to the bucket as well, taller tools, and they won't fall out. So I had a little leftover dolly, as you can see here, and I had a leftover trash can, as you can see there, and I have a bucket over there, as you can see. So I'm just about to, I want to keep it really light, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bend some wood, which I'll show you in a second. A piece of oak that I already have in that shape right there, and then I'll hook it onto here, and that'll keep the whole thing nice and light and give it some tool stability as well. All right, let's get started.
Alright, so here we go. Thought I'd finalize this, even though I may not be using it on the garden caddy. But we got this bent, and you can see I've put some clamps on here to really hold it down tight in a couple areas where the wood started to split. So you can see there's, you can sort of see there's a little glue on there. And I've done that there, and over here. So let's take this off here and see what it looks like. It's the magic of video. I just didn't bore you with all those clamps coming on. Let's take some of these off. Okay, so there we have it. Oops, this one here. There we have it. Not bad. There's a couple of the tear outs that we had here. You can see them there, just the glue on them. But got them hooked back together pretty well. Yeah, okay. So not bad. Not bad at all. Alright, so maybe I'll go ahead and sand that just a little bit, see what it looks like.
So in an effort to keep this light, I'm going to make this bracket to hold this little trash can on out of wood. So there's my cut points, and I'll trim that down so that it slides over the top of that rail right there. And I didn't show you before, but this trash can was perfect because it fits right between these two metal bits. You can see there and there. It just turned out that that was the right size. Anyhow, all right, we will get on to that. All right, so here we are again. Haven't really done anything to the little dolly, but I made this, as I said I was going to. So there's the piece of wood is hooked on here. Cut a little slot there, and just put it in with drywall screws with a little strain relief, and that slides right on there like that. So you can see that stays on there, and then see if I can do this one-handed. And then this bucket goes on there like that. And for right now, I'm just going to go simple and hook this on like this. Got to be able to film it here. And come around this outer area here. Just hooked on there. There we go. So now you can see that it will tilt back and roll. Oops, there's one problem right there. Can't go too far with that, because that's going to hit right there like that. May have to work on that. Yeah, so you can't tilt it back very far. But that might work. Okay, so there's, so far so good. Pretty simple. And I'll show you the hoop. It's over here, still getting glued together because some of the grain split on it. And I'll probably leave it overnight, let it set in there, and then we'll take it off and we'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so here we are. I'll call this a prototype, but at least for the time being, we'll put it in use. The better half of my partnership here will be out with the bucket doing gardening to see if it meets all of her needs. Anyhow, so you can see, even without that hoop, the shovel stays up pretty well. You can see that we've got a shovel in there and some long lockers, got all the tools on it. And the bucket back here just lifts off. And I just push it back on. So, in the other thing to note is that I've put just a bungee cord to hold it on, just because that bucket will come off easily. So if you want to zoom in here, I'll show everybody what I did here. The reason I put these two pieces of wood in here was that this bucket was pulling back too far and it wouldn't let me slide this down. You see how that round part of the bucket would slide in here? So I put that up there and it holds it out just a little farther. And then this one down here is because I don't want this to roll in like that. So this kind of is a stop for the bucket. The last thing, put this back on. Oops. Get this one away. The last thing on this one is that this, I had to raise this up. You might notice that this is higher than it was before, so it's off the ground more. And that's because when you lean it back, you can see that you can go down about that far and not hit the bucket. There it is, scraping. So, but that seems to be, the boss says that that's good enough and should work. So anyhow, there it is. I don't even have the hoop on it. We'll use it this way for a little while to see if that works, and if not, we'll put the hoop on there. So let me just finish by saying that one of the ideas was to keep it as light as possible because it'll be rolling around. We don't have a lot of hills in our yard, but enough to make it so that it's hard to pull up a hill if it's too heavy. So this is about the lightest trash can you can get, and the bucket is obviously fairly light. These tools are going to be probably the heaviest thing in there, and this little dolly is pretty light too, so altogether it's probably about as light as I can make it. But you can see it's simple. You can get one of these at Walmart. Obviously the buckets and all that stuff. This is probably another Walmart item. And then these are just pieces of scrap wood on there that I put on. Let me show you. I put these, if you can zoom in here, I just used hose clamps there to do that, and then down here. So a couple of hose clamps, and it's all good. So we'll call that quits on this one, unless we need to put the hoop on. So thanks for watching.